2025 and beyond are shaping up to be dream years for superhero movies, with a lineup of releases that have me totally hyped. Major Marvel and DC films are on the way, each promising significant impacts for their franchises, and I'm excited for every single one. Plus, there are a few other titles outside Marvel and DC that look good. So, let's jump in. Captain America Brave New World, February 14, 2025. After Captain America 4 was announced in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we saw Anthony Mackie's Sam take up the shield after Steve Rogers retired in Endgame. Now this movie is all about Sam proving he's the right guy for the job, facing off against big threats like the MCU's Red Hulk. The first trailer dropped on July 12, 2024, showing a tense meeting in the White House where Sam confronts the newly elected President Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford. They have a complicated past since Ross had Sam and the Avengers arrested during Civil War, but now he wants to team up and make Captain America an official military position. Things heat up when Sam gets mixed up in an international incident involving retired super soldier Isaiah Bradley, leading to a wild chase and showdown with Red Hulk. The trailer also teased some new casting, including Shira Haas as a reimagined Ruth Bat Seraph, plus hints about adamantium making its way into the MCU, which is a big deal for characters like Wolverine. At San Diego Comic-Con, they confirmed Giancarlo Esposito will play Sidewinder, the leader of the Serpent Society, suggesting they could be part of future MCU storylines. Unlike Phase 4, Phase 5 seems to be more connected, starting with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in 2023 and leading into Brave New World, which is crucial for the multiverse saga. This film is one of the last 4 before Avengers Doomsday, so its release is key for setting up the future, especially with President Ross pushing Sam Wilson to reform the Avengers and possibly lay the groundwork for a new team in the saga ahead. One of the biggest surprises in Captain America Brave New World is the return of Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns, aka The Leader. It's been a long time since we last saw him in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, where they hinted at his transformation into a villain. Another exciting return is Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, first revealed by The Hollywood Reporter in March 2023. She last played Betty in The Incredible Hulk alongside Edward Norton, making her comeback even more interesting. Danny Ramirez is back as Joaquin Torres, following his comic storyline to become the new Falcon and team up with Sam. Shira Haas will portray a reimagined Ruth Bat Seraph, also known as Sabra, a mutant agent from Mossad in the comics. Zosha Rockmore is also joining the cast, but details about her role are still unknown. Thunderbolts, May 2, 2025. Marvel Studios dropped the teaser trailer for Thunderbolts online on September 23, 2024. Set to the Pixies' classic Where Is My Mind, the 3.5-minute trailer teases viewers to be careful who you assemble, as it gives us a glimpse of our eclectic group of anti-heroes gearing up for their latest mission. Before filming even started, the first promotional material for Thunderbolts was shown at the 2022 D23 Expo. Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige had something to share, despite the lack of actual footage. He presented some cool concept art by artist Andy Park, showcasing the whole team with lights and camera flashes all around them. Fast forward to San Diego Comic-Con 2024, where the Thunderbolts cast and crew took the stage to show off the first footage from the film. While it was only screened behind closed doors, we were lucky enough to get a sneak peek. The trailer kicks off with Yelena finally reuniting with her father, Alexei, aka the Red Guardian. It looks like Red Guardian will be delivering a lot of the film's comic relief while trying to be a good dad to his surrogate daughter. We also get updates on what the other Thunderbolts members have been up to, including John Walker stepping into fatherhood. Yelena and John Walker cross paths when they're both recruited to retrieve a specific item of interest. They also encounter Ghost and Taskmaster, who are rocking some fresh, comic-accurate costumes this time around. Initially, they clash as combatants, but their fight gets interrupted by a guy named Bob. What none of them realize is that Bob is actually a key player and will set the stage for the formation of a new superhero group. According to Red Guardian, this team will be so impressive they'll deserve a spot on the front of a Wheaties box. Thunderbolts acts as a spiritual sequel to Black Widow, focusing on Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, Ghost, John Walker, and Taskmaster. They're all recruited by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine to carry out some shady missions for the US government. However, things get complicated when they encounter a powerful individual known only as Bob, leading them to suspect they might have been set up. The Thunderbolts share a resemblance to DC's Suicide Squad, as both groups consist of less than ideal candidates for superhero teams. However, their motivations differ significantly. While the Suicide Squad members are coerced into dangerous missions via explosive implants, the Thunderbolts aim to present themselves as reformed villains to the public. The concept originated with Baron Helmut Zemo, a notable adversary of Captain America. After the cataclysmic events caused by the Onslaught, which left many heroes incapacitated, Zemo sought to manipulate the situation to gain power by creating a new superhero team. He recruited villains such as Goliath, Fixer, Screaming Mimi, Beetle, and Moonstone, who adopted new identities like Citizen V, Atlas, Techno, Songbird, Mach 1, and Meteorite. Zemo's grand scheme aimed at global domination ultimately failed when his team members genuinely reformed and overthrew him. Throughout the comics, various characters have joined the Thunderbolts, including Deadpool, Abomination, Whiplash, Venom, and Norman Osborn. The team has also seen heroes like Hawkeye, America Chavez, and Spectrum among its ranks. Even Zemo has been part of the group at times, showing tendencies to reform before reverting to his villainous ways. In the MCU, Daniel Bruhl's Baron Zemo, last seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, has not been mentioned for Thunderbolts. His absence is surprising, given his crucial role in the comics. It's speculated that he may portray the villain rather than a team member due to his intense disdain for superhumans. Fans will have to wait until the movie is out to see if Zemo plays a part in this new iteration of the Thunderbolts. Superman, July 11, 2025. With the excitement from Gunn's recent hit, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, people are really looking forward to Superman. This comes after the news that Henry Cavill won't be coming back as Superman, since Gunn wants to focus on a younger version of the character. Superman has been around since Max Fleischer's animated shorts in the 1940s, but this new flick is set to tell a totally new story about the Man of Steel. Gunn has made it clear that Superman is a huge priority, if not the biggest priority, for DC Studios. In January 2023, Gunn and Safran dropped the first phase of the new DCU, called Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. While Creature Commandos and Waller will come out first, Superman's debut is seen as the real kickoff for the franchise. Gunn confirmed he'll be writing and directing Superman and is also looking for other directors to handle future DCU projects like The Authority, The Brave and the Bold, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Plus, James Mangold is on board to create Swamp Thing. While Henry Cavill won't be returning as Clark Kent, David Corenswet has been announced as the new Man of Steel. Fans love Corenswet, especially since he looks a lot like Cavill and the late Christopher Reeve. James Gunn believes Corenswet's acting skills will really bring the character to life. Rachel Brosnahan is set to play Lois Lane. Known for her standout role in Amazon Prime's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, she outshined competitors like Emma Mackey and Phoebe Dynevor for this crucial part. Given how important Lois Lane is in Superman's stories, landing such a talented actress is sure to make her character shine when the film hits theaters in 2025. Several other notable actors are joining Corenswet and Brosnahan. Anthony Carrigan will take on the role of Metamorpho. Eddie Cathegi is set to play Mr. Terrific. Nathan Fillion will portray Green Lantern Guy Gardner. Isabella Merced is cast as Hawkgirl, and Maria Gabriela Di Faria will play the Engineer. This last role hints at the possible inclusion of characters from The Authority, which could lead to their own movie in the DC universe. Recent casting news also includes Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, and Sarah Sampaio as Eve Teschmacher, who's Lex Luthor's assistant. Wendell Pierce has been confirmed as Perry White, and Nicholas Hoult is set to play the main villain, Lex Luthor, showing off his villainous chops after his roles in The Great and The Menu. Additional cast members include Pruitt Taylor Vince as Jonathan Kent and Neva Howell as Martha Kent, who will portray the warm, loving parents essential to Superman's growth. New additions announced in June 2024 feature Michaela Hoover and Christopher McDonald as Daily Planet reporters, Cat Grant and Ron Troop, respectively. James Gunn has hinted that Superman will take cues from DC Comics' 2005 to 2008 series All-Star Superman, where the hero grapples with mortality and tackles heroic challenges known as the 12 Labors of Superman in his quest for peace before his end. The Fantastic Four, July 25, 2025. The Fantastic Four has always been one of the coolest superhero teams, but their movies haven't quite hit the mark in the past. Now that they're officially part of the MCU, we're all hoping this new film will change that. The film will be directed by Matt Shakman, who previously wowed audiences with WandaVision. While details about the plot are still unknown, we do know it's set in an alternate 1960s New York. On Valentine's Day 2024, Marvel Studios finally revealed the cast, and it's looking pretty exciting. Pedro Pascal, famous for The Mandalorian, will play Reed Richards, while Vanessa Kirby, known from the Mission Impossible films, will be Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things is stepping into the role of Johnny Storm, and Eben Moss-Bachrach will portray Ben Grimm. Julia Garner, who made waves in Ozark, will take on the Silver Surfer, and Ralph Ineson from The First Omen will be Galactus. Plus, Natasha Lyonne, John Malkovich, and Paul Walter Hauser are joining the fun in undisclosed roles. Avengers 5, May 1, 2026. Avengers Doomsday is bringing the Avengers back to theaters for the first time since Endgame. At the 2024 Marvel panel during San Diego Comic-Con, we got some wild news right after the release of Deadpool and Wolverine. Robert Downey Jr. is making a comeback, but this time as Dr. Doom. The idea might seem a bit risky, but with the Russo brothers and RDJ teaming up again, it feels like they can pull off something incredible, just like they did with Infinity War and Endgame. Doomsday is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling superhero projects on the horizon, as it has the potential to reshape the MCU and tackle some of the issues the franchise has faced since Endgame. Bringing back Iron Man in a new role is a bold move, but maybe that's exactly what the MCU needs right now. If they can successfully transition RDJ into a major villain like Doom, it could lead to some serious rewards if everything falls into place. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, June 26, 2026. 2026 will bring some fresh perspectives, with Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow marking the character's first live-action film since 1984. This movie will explore how the new DC franchise handles lesser-known characters, especially with figures like Booster Gold and Swamp Thing already confirmed to join the lineup. James Gunn hints at a darker take on Supergirl, contrasting her traumatic upbringing on Krypton with Superman's loving childhood on Earth, which sets the stage for a compelling character arc. This new approach promises to challenge audience perceptions and deliver an engrossing story that dives deep into Supergirl's struggles and growth. The Batman 2, October 2, 2026. The Batman Part 2, after 4 years since the original film, is currently my favorite take on The Dark Knight. I love how it sets the stage for future stories while still feeling complete on its own, as Gotham is now ripe for new villains and heroes to emerge in the wake of the Riddler's chaos. Although plot details for the sequel are scarce, fans can look forward to the confirmed Penguin spin-off that will connect the ending of the first film to the sequel, providing plenty of context and backstory. With Matt Reeves also behind Batman Caped Crusader, which has received great reviews, it seems he's unable to be part of a Batman project that doesn't land well, raising hopes for this upcoming live-action sequel. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem sequel, October 9, 2026. The sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, director Jeff Rowe is returning, and Point Grey Pictures is on board to produce. Along with this announcement, Paramount shared other upcoming releases. While fans will have to wait a bit for the Mutant Mayhem sequel, they can enjoy some TMNT content in the meantime. An animated series called Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is set to premiere on Paramount Plus this summer, with Nicholas Cantu, Brady Noon, Micah Abbey, and Shimon Brown Jr. returning as the Turtles. This series takes place after the first film, and there's also a video game spin-off coming soon. In our review, we rated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem an 8 out of 10, praising its animation, music, and performances despite feeling some superhero tropes were a bit tired. A post-credit scene from the original film hinted at the classic villain Shredder's return, and Rowe has promised that this version will be 100 times scarier than Superfly. While specific plot details for the sequel remain unknown, it sounds like they have some big plans for Shredder's reintroduction. Spawn TBD. Following the success of Invincible, another iconic character from Image Comics is making a comeback, Spawn. This beloved indie comic book hero is set for a second chance on the big screen, and anticipation is building as Hollywood looks beyond Marvel and DC for fresh stories. A new film centered on Todd McFarlane's groundbreaking character is aiming for a 2025 release. Producer Jason Blum confirmed last year that the project is on track, despite being in active development. The timeline is optimistic, especially considering the delays caused by the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes in 2023. But barring any further interruptions, the 2025 target seems achievable. Spawn first appeared in a 1997 film directed by Mark A.Z. DePay, starring Michael Jai White. However, that adaptation received negative reviews and struggled at the box office, leading DePay to pursue lighter projects afterward. The upcoming reboot aims to leverage modern effects and storytelling techniques, offering Spawn a chance to resonate with contemporary audiences. The character's backstory is rich and complex. Born Albert Francis Al Simmons in Detroit, he experienced a tumultuous life marked by a challenging upbringing. As a highly decorated U.S. Marine Corps officer, Simmons eventually became a trusted CIA operative. However, his growing moral concerns led to conflicts with his superior, director Jason Wynn, who ultimately orchestrated Simmons' assassination by his partner Bruce Stinson, codenamed Chapel. After being brutally killed and sent to hell, Simmons made a fateful pact with the devil Malebolgia to return to Earth as a Hellspawn. In exchange for his soul, he gained demonic powers but faced the burden of serving Malebolgia. Before his return, he had a brief and haunting reunion with his wife, Wanda, only to find that she had moved on with his best friend, Terry. Transformed into Spawn, Al Simmons grappled with fragmented memories and confusion about his past identity. He learned that years had passed since his death and struggled with painful flashbacks. Now endowed with necroplasmic powers, Spawn embarked on a journey in New York City, confronting street gangs and organized crime while seeking redemption and purpose. Throughout his evolution, Spawn became a formidable anti-hero, driven by vengeance, a quest for redemption, and a desire to protect the innocent. Blade, TBD. Blade has been removed from its November 7, 2025 release date, making way for Disney's upcoming film, Predator: Badlands, from 20th Century Studios. The reboot of the classic Wesley Snipes movie was initially announced in San Diego Comic-Con in 2019, with Mahershala Ali set to star. However, the project has faced significant delays due to the global pandemic and industry strikes. Blade went through a couple of directors, first losing Bassam Tariq, who had planned to start filming in fall 2022, and then Yann Demange. Mia Goth is confirmed to play the villain Lilith in the movie. Speaking about the delays, she mentioned to Deadline that Marvel is dedicated to making a great film, which is reassuring. Kevin Feige, Marvel's head honcho, is focused on creating the best Blade movie possible and won't move forward until they have a solid script. Meanwhile, Wesley Snipes made a cameo as Blade in the hugely successful Deadpool and Wolverine, which earned $1.3 billion globally. The original Blade trilogy, which started in 1998 with New Line Cinema, was the first R-rated superhero series and grossed over $418 million at the box office, not adjusted for inflation. Additionally, Marvel has 3 untitled films scheduled for release on February 18, 2028, May 5th, and November 10th. For Predator: Badlands, Dan Trachtenberg returns as director after his success with Prey, which premiered on Hulu. The decision to release Predator: Badlands in theaters indicates Disney's renewed focus on theatrical releases following Bob Chapek's tenure. The original Predator, released in 1987, was a box office hit, grossing nearly $100 million worldwide, contributing to the franchise's total earnings of approximately $750.6 million across 6 films, including the Alien vs. Predator titles. Well, that's it. Please share your views and opinions in the comment section with us. Subscribe to the channel to get updated regularly with the latest update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.